Say, Angel, this is going to be the Aquarius full moon reading. I'm going to do a general cross with a love specific placement, and then I'm going to do the spread from the perspective of the divine masculine, using the twin flame oracle beginning with ascend. As I mentioned in my reading for the week, I do believe that there is a period of ascension going on right now, and maybe particularly once the 11th rolls around. So this 8-8 portal, today is 8-8. I've been taking advantage of the whatever energy, for what it's worth. But today, 8-8, if you look at the whole date, it really actually equals 13-4 or 11-11, not 8-8, but 8-11, the day of the Aquarius full moon, which is also the day that Venus enters Leo, is actually an 8-8, right? It's August 8. 11 is 2, and the 2022 was 6. 2 plus 6 obviously is 8. So that date is truly 8-8. It's also, if you just look at the August 11th part, a 19, and some other interesting things about the 19 is that the Aquarius full moon will be, for one thing, the Aquarius full moon will be at 19 degrees. There was a bunch of other stuff like numbers and things that I had noticed that I talked about in the general reading. If you haven't seen it, I'll try to remember to link it, but it's definitely going to be, if I don't link it, or whether I link it or not, it's going to be in that playlist that I have called current readings or whatever. It's going to be in there. So beginning with ascend, expansion, evolution, universal intelligence, stay committed to spirit, and opening to split energy options, unfocused, multitasking, decide what you really want. So this is like being all over the place, scattered. Behind it is family in reverse. So another thing that's cool about Aquarius is that it rules the 11th house. So cool about Aquarius as it relates to soulmates and twin flames and the sacred journey and stuff. It rules the 11th house. Also, Aquarius is the sign of humanitarianism. And the 11th house rules friendships and groups, and humanitarianism in general. We've got travel here, movement, meeting, adventure, be ready for new experiences. The Aquarius is that person that wants to save the world. I remember one time, speaking of sacred journey, just open to it here. Understand who you truly are. The journey brings self-discovery. My ex-husband and I once had our charts read by, somebody that did that, read, interprets natal charts and stuff. So she prepared our natal charts, and we were both Geminis, 3 days apart on the calendar, but I was actually 362 days older than him. So he was 6'10", and I'm 6'13". So anyway, you might think, they're both Geminis, and they're so close. They're both third deacon Gemini. Actually, he's the second deacon, I think. I'm the third deacon. Anyway, they're so close, and the date, they're probably very similar. But his chart said he needed to roam the earth. Like, it had placements in there that showed that he's kind of like a loner, and he just liked to go around by himself. And if that couldn't have been more true, I seriously. But similarly, mine said that I needed, his said he needed to roam the earth, and mine said I needed to save it. And I'm an Aquarius moon, and it's very true too. I'm involved in all these humanitarian efforts and things like that. And I am that person that's willing to put themselves out there and risk it, be that one man, on an island, or, die on a proverbial hill over a cause. This is the hill I'm willing to die on, that type of thing. The one person that speaks up, everybody else is, tight-lipped and not defending what's right. I throw myself out there all the time. So that's what this moon is going to be largely about, and maybe people realizing what their soul purpose is, or beginning to realize and deciding to get out there and work on it, or things could be happening within friendships or other relationships or groups. Maybe because it's a full moon, some of these things will be dying off, or maybe challenges or different cycles that you were going through with a particular group of friends or relations or groups and things. Those cycles will end, right? Giving way for something new later. Transformation is going to be what it's all about. Breakthrough, reinvention. You're ready for the next level. And then we got no here. The answer to your question is no. And masculine, also upright. Your divine masculine, your twin or soulmate is seeking you. And the next card is denial. So you know what? It could be the masculine in denial, like he's saying no. But really it's yes. And actually, I woke up with a song in my head this morning again. It was a different song than those I discussed in the general reading, and it's a song by Floetry called Say Yes. And it's like this group called Floetry. It was these two or three women. This is nice to see. The King of Cups opposite the Hierophant, both upright. So, of course, the King of Cups is possibly a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone like into those traits or attributes. The Hierophant represents the sign of Taurus. And then opening to the Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone like into those traits or attributes. Could be about someone like trying to keep tabs on you or talking about you. I actually think it was in reverse when I opened to it initially. Now we have it here opposite the Five of Pentacles. So maybe in communications, somebody is being sort of closed off to you. You're feeling like they've shunned you, left you out in the cold, and not responding to your messages or something. So Poetry, the song, all you got to do is say yes. Don't deny what you feel. Don't deny what you feel. Let me undress you, babe. Open up your mind and just rest. I'm about to let you know you make me so. Like, you make me feel so. And then she doesn't actually say the word, but obviously it's very good. whatever so is, fill in the blank. It's a very good thing. But I woke up, I opened my eyes this morning, and that was the song that was playing in my head. Say yes. And okay, so the overall energy here is going to be that Page of Swords. It is upright. So it could be about communication, or again, somebody watching you, or maybe somebody watching you before they, reach out, take a leap, take a risk, leap of faith here. Or it could be a message combined talking about, like, look before you leap. With the major arcana card 0, the Fool, here upright. And there's the Five of Cups behind it. And the King of Cups also showing up. He's in reverse here. So maybe disappointed that in the past you didn't take a risk, and now you're sort of wanting to do that. Like, you might feel like it's the last opportunity, and if you don't do it this time, like, you're just going to blow it. But in the reading that I did a couple of weeks ago, we got the Ace of Swords is what we're starting with here, upright. I talked about, like, in terms of the masculine coming back, like, just say, us responding to him with yes, like, whatever it is. Because when we go into separation, Two of Wands, whatever the reason, whatever fight or argument or whatever, when we're in separation, we're usually wanting to be like this, right? We're wanting to be together, we're wanting to reconcile. So why wait until the person reaches out to you and then, to decide again whether or not you want to move forward with them, or wait, I got to think about it. I don't know. Just say yes. Whatever he's offering, if that's the person you've been waiting for, and they're finally reaching out and they're making you some sort of offer, whatever the offer is, say yes, and figure out, like, what that means after. Like, okay, how do we achieve the yes? This is really beautiful energy. The Two of Cups opposite the Two of Wands. Of course, the Two of Wands, the twin flame or soulmate card of the tarot, and Two of Cups about a couple that is like seeing eye to eye, on the same page, reciprocal relationship, mutual love, respect, and adoration. So very, very nice. Also, after I had talked to you guys about the Boys to Men song on Bended Knee, I don't know if you know, but the 2 in Boys to Men is a Roman numeral 2, or like a Gemini symbol. That popped up in my head after I did the last reading, and thought it might be significant for somebody. So yeah, and I did the reading like a couple weeks ago, and I called it My Choice, and I said, like, I physically chose, or in my head at least, I chose who I wanted, and what I wanted. Let the universe know what I want. I was clear about it, and from then I said, if you feel like doing the same, if you do the same, I'm of the opinion you need to be like saying yes to stuff. So even if it's scary stuff and you don't know how it's gonna possibly happen, like, you want to enter a commitment with me, yes. Will you marry me? Yes. You want to go to the movies? Yes. Can we try again? Yes. Whatever it is, yes. And even if I don't know how that could possibly happen or work, it's taking the leap of faith and figuring out, like, what else is necessary to go into it after. So this would be me taking a leap of faith on whatever this Four of Wands is. But of course, I'm mentioning it to you guys, not because of me, but because I think there's a larger message for the collective. All you got to do is say yes, is the key. With this deck, starting with the King of Cups, Knight of Cups rather. Again, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And opening to the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Very appropriate because the Queen of Swords is most directly in the traditional tarot an Aquarius. The Queen is always who represents the fixed sign of a given element. So, of course, the fixed sign of the element of water is Aquarius, which the star also represents. Talked quite a bit about the star in my last reading too, not just in terms of wish fulfillment, but because of Sirius, like this Lionsgate portal that people keep going on and on about. You know, as I mentioned last week, it's not a one-day event. It is the transit, the celestial transit, when the Sirius, the star, rises and is basically visible to the naked eye. So it's going to be like this. It's one of these stars that stands out among all the others. You could, actually see her and recognize her. But I promise you, if I get one of those calls from who or where I want one of those calls, whatever the offer is, if anything, I'm saying yes. So if you see me coming on here next week talking about I'm engaged, don't be shocked. I'm kidding, but I'm not. You know what I mean? We got the Devil in reverse, so some sort of toxic situation. It could be what's falling away, maybe some sort of bad habits, addiction, these relationships that need to go. Again, Aquarius rules the 11th house, so it is friendships, groups, communities, humanity, relationships that it rules. So with the Devil in reverse, something could be falling away. With the upright, it's like he's got its hold on you. You're chained down. Devil represents the sign of Capricorn. Behind that, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is about divine time and things for which we're destined. Sudden change that comes in. So maybe something happens that all of a sudden allows us to be freed from something. Maybe unexpectedly, your divorce is final. Your lawyer calls you, or some other thing you're involved in situation. You receive notification that it's over, it's final, and you can move freely about the cabin. And that's the overall energy here. We'll shuffle these a little bit too. I think when I pull the cards, the tarot cards, I'm just going to take the next card off of the top of each deck, and I think we'll go ahead and say no reversals, although you guys know I have no problem reading reversals. I just think it'll be too long and drawn out maybe if too many cards came out in reverse and I had to explain what that meant and to calm people's concerns, because people see reverse cards and they get very nervous. Okay, overall energy here. I've never known anyone else like you before. My feelings for you have caught me by surprise. So I'll take these away temporarily. And like I said, we're going to use these. It's going to be the cross spread. So one for each. This is the recent past. Then we've got the near future. probably should just do one whole deck and then do the others. The feminine's higher self, the masculine's higher self. So we got the 5Ds, the 3D feminine, 3D masculine, and the heart of the matter. Again, with an overall energy of the Page of Swords. So communication, messages, some sort of news that is received. I already did that. Again, the overall energy here is the Devil in reverse. I think just now I had turned him right side up, so these cards, everything that's here was meant to be in the other direction. But again, I'm going to try to read them just upright, so maybe I'll read them like intuitively and not worry too much about the traditional tarot meetings. Okay. Well, I didn't do the love placement. All right, here's the love placement. And I didn't do the new moon placement either. Again, the overall energy for this deck is the Four of Wands. Recent past, we do have the Three of Swords, and I think a lot of people did experience this Three of Swords. And if you haven't already, you may. Again, friendships and different things could be ending. Some sort of group that you belong to could fall apart or could end. Maybe they say, oh, it's our last meeting or whatever it is. And so there is some sort of sadness and maybe healing that has to come with that Three of Swords. Then we have Judgment in reverse. In reverse or upright, it's not a scary card for me. For me, it's one of my favorite cards, actually, because it's all about abundance that is coming in. So even if you haven't received that abundance yet, you know, this could be, even though it's in the recent past placement, first of all, the 811 hasn't come yet. So recent past hasn't necessarily passed yet. It could be any time during the 2-week period for which the reading is. We'll go from 8/11 through 8/26, with the 27th being the day of the new moon in Virgo. So you may just put it into the universe that you've done this good work, and the universe wants to, it's putting it back into the universe as well, that it wants to reward you, as above, so below. So even if you haven't seen it yet, this reward, this abundance is coming toward you in the 3D, know that, you know, this is activated. This is the energy of Pluto, by the way, so Scorpio. And it's also about second chances, so something maybe coming back around, whether it's a relationship for healing and to be worked out, or, you know, a job, something that didn't work out the first time, an opportunity coming back to you. With the Knight of Swords in reverse, this could be or have been delayed, the messaging, the action, the decision that needed to come to you, but perhaps arriving during this period. Near future. Strength. So again, we do have on 8/11 also, in addition to the moon, the full moon in Aquarius, we do have Venus, ruler of the signs of Libra and Taurus, an ancient ruler or esoteric ruler of the sign of Gemini, entering Leo. Strength is about support, compassion, forgiveness. In any placement, any area of your life that it lands in the tarot, no matter what the kind of reading, And whether upright or in reverse, strength is a very positive card. So it means you are being supported either by somebody or several people, maybe a group, right, or friends on this plane, or you're being supported by the universe, or both. We have the Eight of Cups. Again, the Eight of Cups is about moving away from something that no longer serves you, or perhaps moving towards something that will. Both of these were in reverse. Again, I did say no reversals, but this could be, walking away from a group or a family dynamic or something. I did talk about with the last full moon in Capricorn, that I felt that some of the masculine had been confused. I was looking at this moon and how it's both a crescent moon and a full moon, together. And I felt that, some had been confused as to what their intuition was telling them to do, and that maybe they walked away from something they should not have. So another meaning for this reversal could be like, again, wanting to return to a situation that you walked away from erroneously and now have realized you want in your life, actually, because you want this, that Ten of Cups upright. Feminine's higher self. Message from the feminine higher self. We have major arcana card 6, the Lovers. Represents the sign of Gemini most directly. Also, sometimes it is tied to the energy of Virgo, because Gemini and Virgo share a ruler, Mercury. And the card can be about the planet Mercury. In like ancient tarot, the tarot's origins, this card was actually called the choice card. So it can often be about a decision, as opposed to a relationship. And when it is about a decision, it's like a heart versus head decision. Like my mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yeah, that sort of thing. And you got to, decide which to listen to. Do you want to listen to your logical side? Like, Mercury is the logical side. And that's why it's tied to Gemini and Virgo. Or do you want to let your heart lead you? When it is about love, and it's upright especially, it is about reciprocity and, again, mutual adoration and respect, similar to the Two of Cups, being on the same page. This can be about soulmates, as can the Six of Cups also be about soulmates, people from your past, whether or from a past life. So maybe you never met them on this plane, but you've met them previously in another life. But this could definitely be about new relationships beginning, and or reconciliation of relationships that had maybe suffered some sort of loss or pain or hurt or betrayal. We do have the Ace of Pentacles here, also for the feminine, message in the message from her higher self, that this is a new start, an abundant new start. Somebody wants to grow something with you, and the universe, God, the divine, is aiding you with this. They say, I'm going to give you, it's like they're going to give you the starter home, help you to put the down payment down. Okay, here's a brand new whatever for you that you can build with this other person or these other people, but I'm going to give you that first seed that you need to plant it. So getting that seed from the divine could definitely be about marriage or weddings too. We have this arch here, and that always makes me feel about, and it looks like there's like a pathway in front of it, or an aisle too. So there could definitely be things like engagements and even proposals and weddings and moving in together, all kinds of things happening. Your higher self trying to let you know that even if that's not what's showing up here in the 3D or even in the love specific placement, this is what's happening. And so eventually it will happen here, because again, as above, so below. The message from the masculine's higher self. Well, I do like the Four of Pentacles in reverse. I said no reversals, but I keep reading these reversals because I do like the Four of Pentacles in reverse more so than upright, typically, because in reverse is about letting go of things that tend to be holding you back. And we got 2 9s here from the masculine too. So if you want to look at it as holding on, he could be holding on to something that he doesn't want to give up fighting for. Well, he kind of wants to give up physically and maybe even emotionally. He might be feeling drained. But, when he thinks about it in perspective, I want to keep fighting for this. I'm not ready to let this go. So he's still in the fight with the Knight of Wands. It's about somebody who's sort of down but not out. And that person may be single, or they may be viewing you as somebody who is sort of fruitful. You got something, again, seeds planted. Maybe the divine gave you a head start, and you're an abundant person. Your energy is positive. You have the right vibe. They want to connect with you. I could also be telling him that he is maybe soon to be single, but also prosperous and abundant at the same time too. Like, he doesn't have to worry about, just because you fall away from a group or a relationship, whether it's friendship or romantic or familial or whatever it is, don't expect to be, again, you might fall down, you might be down, but not out, and don't expect to, for your material and financial blessings to cease either. Like, you can do this on your own. The universe is going to help you. That may be what the judgment, what the blessing is, the abundance that's coming. Feminine 3D life. Another 6. We got the 6 of Swords this time. So again, where there was pain before, where there was disappointment, where there was loss, where there was betrayal, we're moving on from those kind of harsh energies and into much calmer, stiller waters where we're much happier. Things are going much better. Whatever area of our life they were challenging. So whether it was, let's say it was our financial life, even though these are not finance cards necessarily, but let's say it was our financial life. This is your finances beginning to pick up, and on the horizon everything looks good. If it was a relationship, again, you're moving on from the pain that was caused or that was felt. You've already worked through it, you've processed it, you've dealt with it, until now the universe is freeing you of anything that was restricting you as a result of that pain. So got that there. Also, it can be about actual travel. Either you're traveling to someone or they're traveling to you. That travel being safe, right? Safe departure, safe arrival. And it could be to somebody or somewhere that's actually at an actual distance from you. Like a physical distance. With the 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is another card also that's about things on the horizon looking a lot better. So you may not have manifested everything you've been working on yet, but you're almost there. You got the 1, 2, 3. You got one more to go only before you have successfully manifested. And you can see it out there taking form. You can see a wand beginning to appear on the horizon. You know it's going to float over to you soon. And the other card here, the third card, is the 10 of Pentacles. So this is security. This is abundance. This is, feeling provided for, that you're able to provide. So this is lump sums of money. This is, a lottery scratch off. This is inheritance. So something maybe that's been taking a while, or that you're owed, that you're due, or that is some sort of abundance that the universe wants to send you, may come as a result of somebody's death. Maybe somebody passed away, and you're an heir to something, and it's been delayed. It's been taking so long, but the universe is sending it in now. And here it is. I mean, that just, of course, that's not going to be for everybody in that way, but that's an example of the kind of story that this can be about. But this is, has many, many meanings, but it's about you, like, not wanting for anything. You can put it that way. Right now, like, even if you are not the most wealthy and you didn't win a scratch off or a lottery ticket or hit big in Vegas, you still feel good. You're happy to be around your family. Everybody's healthy, and enjoying each other, and that's enough for you. Masculine 3D life. So we have another Lovers. Which is why I wanted to use more than one tarot deck, just in case. So the feminine had the Lovers here in 5D, and maybe doesn't realize that the masculine is already working on it down here in 3D. So again, as above, so below, you will be seeing it show up in your life on this plane too, when he decides to make a move. He's in this Emperor energy. It's like, I'm taking charge and I'm willing to work, put the work in, do the work that we need to do in order to make things work, make this happen. Whatever it is we're going to try to make happen. Of course, Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor represents the sign or the planet Mars, which is the ruler of the signs of Aries and Scorpio. And again, the Lovers, Gemini and Virgo. heart of the matter, have the Seven of Swords. It's in reverse. So somebody who was maybe trying to be sneaky or lying or stuff before, and even though that was not necessarily lying to you, but lying to themselves even. Like, I'm not interested in this, like in denial, like the card we saw, or lacking confidence and causing themselves to miss out on opportunities and blessings. Like, that's done, right? And if it's about something physical maybe that you had lost or misplaced, or information, you know, it's like, what did I do with that paper? It had all everything written down on it that I needed. Like, those sorts of things coming back to you, turning up, and you receiving the information that you need, news that you need. Positive news is going to help you through, again, maybe news of a court case or something that's ending and in your favor. Somebody maybe was trying to take something from you, trying to rip you off, trying to cause you a loss, but that fails. And this could be happening because, again, the same day as our Aquarius full moon, we have Venus, ruler of the sign of Libra, which just this card represents, entering Leo, which is ruled by the sun. So again, the sun shines light on everything, gives us clarity, brings in more positive energy, illuminate what was done in the dark. Maybe the Seven of Swords was done in the dark. It's coming to light now. So we're discovering it. We're finding out what happened or what we need to know through the Page of Swords, who may be an actual person. Again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Very, very possible. Specific to love, what do we got? Wow. We got 2 5s of cups. One is upright and one is in reverse. But again, I'm just going to turn them both upright. So there was, and you know what? One is a male, or one appears to be a male figure, so maybe like a masculine figure, and one appears to be a female or feminine figure. So this could be we were both sitting in the same sort of, oh, woe is me, disappointment, unwilling to reach out to the other, both not paying attention to the fact that the Two of Cups is still solidly standing up, you know, behind us, ready for us to pick up and share with another. And just both of us missing out on that. But this card comes in and trumps these two. All right, and it's the Page of Cups. So there is, again, a new offer that somebody's going to make. Somebody's going to have to break and make the offer, right? Whether it's the masculine or feminine or both, you know. You both get that sort of mirroring, that inkling to contact the other. I've had that many, many times, that sort of psychic connection. I could be in the shower or whatever, and maybe I haven't spoken to this man in 6 months, you know, but I'm in that moment, he pops into my head, and I get out of the shower, and I just missed this call, or just missed this text, or something like that, and now I'm reaching back out. But we were on the same wavelength, like literally. So that's what I'm seeing with this. 2 people on the same wavelength. First for the negative. First in this place of, you know, doubt and pessimism and disappointment and oh, woe is me, and wallowing in self-pity. And then deciding, you know, the only person that can get me out of this kind of energy is me. And I can do, the way I can do it is by, you know, putting on my big boy pants, my big girl panties, and, you know, reaching out or being receptive if somebody reaches out to me. And what energy we are getting with the new moon, or going into the new moon with, and it is this sudden change, positive change in our favor that Jupiter and the Wheel of Fortune brings, maybe the energy of Sagittarius, as well as that of the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. Again, this is something for which we are destined, which may be a very loving and healthy relationship, not necessarily romantic, but quite possibly with the Queen of Cups, who is also a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And this is a fair relationship, a balanced relationship, where, again, there is, you know, give and take. We're both open to receiving. We're both, you know, equally wanting to do something for each other. And we're not measuring stuff. There's like no, this is unconditional. It's like, I'm not looking for any kind of payment from you for my having shown you love. I have no agenda. Like, we just was freely giving of ourselves, very unconditionally, and in a balanced way. As opposed to maybe at one point we'd been in a place where one was doing more for the other than you know, vice versa. But that changes. That changes. So that is the general energies for the collective, and now do specifically the masculine's take on things. I don't remember what day it is, but we also have during the period between 8/11 and the full moon in Aquarius and 8/26, the new moon in Virgo, we do have Mars. So not this, it was the placement with the Emperor. We do have Mars entering Gemini between that 2 weeks. I don't remember what day it is. But I just thought about that and remembered that we had cards that maybe were describing that transit. So I do think, if I haven't been clear yet, that soulmates, twin flames, many right now, this time, with the energy of the Aquarius full moon, are either uniting for the first time or reuniting after a period of separation that may have involved, like I said, betrayal and things like that. Divine feminine, the masculine as it relates to the feminine, to himself, the union or connection as a whole, overall energy, what energy the masculine would have the feminine give to the union or connection if it were up to him, what he himself is bringing to the table, what the universe wants to help each or both archetypes to do, if we are so inclined to give it permission, because the universe will not impede upon our free will. And again, the overall energy is transformation, breakthrough, reinvention. You're ready for the next level. Well, I didn't do the outcome or card or energy that we're going into the new moon in Virgo with. So let's do that. And we'll do the same thing with these. So divine feminine. Here at the bottom we have, it will take time and patience, but we can overcome our differences. Let's explore some solutions together. And again, I feel the only way to get there is to first say, yes, I'm willing to, I'm willing to work on overcoming, or I'm willing to explore. And then you figure out what the solutions are after. You got to say yes first. And the overall energy that was already here. I have known, and I have never known anyone else like you before. My feelings for you have caught me by surprise. Divine feminine. Winter. So the feminine, maybe the one feeling shunned or shut out or left out in the cold, ghosted, all those things. You feel out in the cold, your answers will arrive in winter. Of course, for some people, we could be, receiving some sort of answer to a question that we have in winter, or some other action or incident could be occurring in our lives in winter. But for the most part, I think this is coming, or what I'm feeling is that this is coming through more so in terms of the feeling of being left out in the cold, again, shunned, ghosted, and it's just an energy. So it's not really about timing. It's like you got iced out, iced out. That's what I'm getting. I'm also getting like a very strong, like Queen of Swords energy. She's like an ice queen. So it's like she cut you off just without a word. It's really like a ghosting. I want to hold you tight in my arms and whisper, I love you. So despite how you're feeling, how it looks, and maybe even what actually happened, you haven't been ghosted or gone into separation, this is what he's wanting. The masculine as it relates to the feminine here. Blessings. So this could be how he's viewing her, how he's viewing their connection, union, possible union. Protection. attention, love. Your guides are always with you. But I think this is also what he wants to do. That song Adorn had come up, and actually I posted on my page on the community tab this morning, because I was on TikTok looking at, usually my For You page is pretty much full with recipes. I like to cook. I cook a lot of food from scratch, and I guess I was liking those kind of things, and that's what shows up on my page. But today a tarot reading showed up, and if you look, I've never shared a reading on there. I've never put any of my readings on TikTok. I don't have any videos at all on TikTok. People follow me for whatever reason. I follow some people, but I have nothing. But this video showed up, and in the background, that song Adorn was playing, so I felt that it was a message, and that's why I shared it on my community tab. Anyway, I miss you so much. My heart and soul are longing to be with you again. So that is he's acknowledging that you're apart. He's acknowledging the separation. He's acknowledging that you were iced out, you know. But he's saying, despite all that, this is how I feel about you, and I want to be with you again. I want to hold you again. So I want to come out of separation. I want the separation to end, is basically what that's saying. The masculine as it relates to himself, like what he is physically dealing with. He wants a fresh start. He's got ready for a clean slate. He's probably ended some sort of cycle in a karmic situation and or relationship, and he's ready for a new opportunity. He wants to release the past, even if even the past that he perhaps had with you, because some of us are we've had dealings before. Some of us, it's exes and things that are your soulmate or your twin flame and that are returning. He wants to let go of all that and really start new. This is your second chance. So this is like judgment. Remember I said judgment is about second chances. I want to feel the warmth of your body next to mine. It sounds very much like what he just said to the feminine here. I want to hold you again. Are you ready for a night of passion? And the masculine as it relates to the union or connection in general as a whole. Material world. He wants to grow something and build something right here, like on this plane too. Like not just in our minds, not just in our dreams, like I visit you when you're asleep, or I hover over you and do remote viewing with my psychic abilities, because a lot of the masculine can do that. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. But I want to be with you here. I want us to make some money together, stack some coins together, maybe have a business together, a career, or we could be a power couple. I want us to reach, particular status here in the third dimension and make our mark on the world. That's that couple. That's what he wants. And the oracle message is, I have a plan for us. Boom. Okay? But it will take some time. Can you be a little more patient? He's probably trying to get started on his own. And he may actually be an earth sign, because it's giving Knight of Pentacles. Now, for the positive side, the Knight of Pentacles is the only knight in the tarot that's recognized as the one that always reaches his goal, as opposed to like the Knight of Swords that may get distracted and move on to something else before he's finished. Tell you one thing and then do something else because he already forgot that and moved on. The Knight of Pentacles makes plans and then very carefully, methodically, can get boring and tiring for us to wait for him to actually carry them out, the rest of us, but he will carry them out. So even if he's not an earth sign, because obviously not everybody's connection is going to be, particularly not an earth sun, or maybe not even have earth or heavy earth in their chart, but that this is how he's moving, very methodically. I'm making a plan first. I'm going to initiate the plan because I'm the one that wants to do the protection, right? That wants to provide the protection and security. Well, that was why I started talking about the song Adorn. Like, these arms will always protect you. That was the kind of thing the feeling I was getting. The plan for us, it would take some time. Can you be patient a little longer? And again, a little longer could be still a sudden change with those two Wheel of Fortunes that we saw. Could definitely be within this 2-week period. Overall, big goals. All right, this is part of the next card from in the story, the next page in the story. Here's the plan that I have for us in the material world. This is me trying to figure out how to make it happen. Career, business, success. Claim your place in the world. And the Oracle card is giving us a no. This could be messages for two different people. I have big goals with somebody and for myself. So for me and you, the answer is no. You and I have run our course. I'm sorry, but the answer is no. So this is the overall energy that's allowing for all these other things to happen. I got big goals. I got big dreams. I got to go. Look, claim your place in the world, which is pretty much the same thing as make your mark on the world. So I'm definitely tying this energy to his plans for the union. And I think this is a separate message to, again, any karmic relationship or other experience that he was with. The cycle there is over and he's not willing to re-engage or reinitiate it, which I like, is what I like to hear. What energy the masculine have the feminine bring to the union or connection if we're up to him? We have healing. Aww. Self-care. So like in the meantime also, while you're being patient, if you're willing to be patient, you should be working on yourself too. Not necessarily that you have, I mean, we all have healing to do. If you ever cease to have healing, it's probably because we're dead, you know, honestly. Like there's always something to learn or to fix or to improve upon or to build upon. But specific to that healing, he's saying that things that, you know, he would like to see us do is like self-care. So maybe you're, you know, maybe you're in the gym, maybe you're working out, or maybe you're trying to gain weight rather than lose weight. Maybe you're getting your hair done whereas you stopped, or just putting more attention into that, or you know, going for a manicure or massage or whatever is self-care for you. Taking some time to be by yourself, to read a book, do things you enjoy doing, spend time with your friends. Time out. Oh, that was the next one. I didn't even read it. Time out. Be gentle with yourself and your twin. So it's like you nurturing yourself energetically is nurturing him and the connection as well. And with that, the oracle messages, the silence between us is really bothering me. He's saying, is it over? So he needs you to work on healing the connection. What he himself is showing up with, bringing to the table, he's cutting off this karmic situation, again, relationship. He felt duty bound by societal conventions. He felt like he had to be in this karmic situation and or relationship. You know, he had to see it through because that's what society dictates, you know. But he's realized that that's not really the case, and he's allowed to move on. So then with the overall energy, and the oracle card with that is, it makes sense if you look at these two cards together too. I'm so glad we found each other. It's like I'm so glad I found somebody new, because my life has been so much better ever since. What the universe wants to help us with, boom. Twin flame connections. I told you, I really feel that is what is happening over this period. Again, there's all these 19s and there's all these 11s that are connected with these dates. As a matter, did I mention that the full moon is even 19 degrees? 19 degrees Aquarius, which is the 11th house. Eternal love, reincarnation, passion, twin-seeking union. But in the meantime, money worries are keeping the masculine up at night. He's got this material world focus for y'all that he's working on. So money worries is what keeping him up at night and probably away from you. In the meantime, I'm not in a good place right now. That's why he's asking for the patience. But the universe wants to help with this. So the universe wants to help you to manifest your money. The universe wants to help you to manifest your union. You know, you just got to put the energy out there that's what you want to do as well, and release the things that are keeping you from doing that. And the universe will do the rest. It'll help you. It'll give you that divine hand, that pinnacle to get you started, right? The starter pack. Twin flames came out for the collective in my weekly reading as well as the oracle card. And the energy with which we're going into the new moon in Virgo. Family. I enjoy being a casual observer and watching you on social media. So either he is still outside and trying to prepare for this family, this connection, this union that he wants with you, and just watching you from outside, or I really feel like for most people he's doing a little bit of both. Because even though he makes a move and he starts to move towards you, or if you're already in an existing relationship, he starts to invest more in that relationship and open himself up more to you, be more vulnerable in that relationship. There's still also some watching of you and your movements and your responses to see how deep can he go. Like, I don't want to go too deep until I watch what they say or what they do. I want to see if they're really open, to this with me, or not, before I do too much, is his concern here. Is from what I'm getting. So the big takeaways for this are transformation, twin flames, masculine is making plans as goals from our overall energies, Page of Swords, messages, information. Somebody's news or message that comes in is that things are done between them and somebody else, or them or a group of people, or them in a situation. That's okay. Like, even we're all in somebody's story. We're all like the villain and the protagonist and, right, the hero. We play all these different roles. So like, I'm somebody's divine feminine. I've also had relationships that went toxic or went bad. So I was somebody else's karmic. So it's okay. Like, you're going to get this information. If it is saying this is the end of the road for this situation or relationship, that's fine, because that's what's going to enable you to be open for this or whatever else is meant for you right now, right? Abundance in different forms and things. So that's the message with the Page of Swords. Upright, the Devil was actually in reverse. So again, it's a release of toxicity. Things are ending. You're being released from situations and relationships that had you stuck. So that, again, you can move toward that. And what was the last one? Oh, the Four of Wands. Yeah, so that's another great thing that take away from this is, again, moving toward twin flame and Four of Wand energy. So whatever joy is represented in that for you, commitment. Again, maybe all kinds of commitment, all the way up to and including marriage. Also, just deepening of relationships, maybe cohabitating, something involving an actual home or house, moving in together, buying a house together, all these different things. Or just, starting, going on a date, meeting the person, going on a date. That brings you joy, it brings you happiness, it brings you, a level of fulfillment in a particular area. So that's wonderful. What else is going on during this transit or on the celestial calendar? Again, on August 11th at 2:30 p.m., Venus enters Leo, 0 degrees Leo. And then later on that night at 9:36 p.m., so 9/9 on August 11th, which is 8/8, it turns out to be 8/8 if you look at the day, month, and year. At the time is 9/9, 19 degrees Aquarius, the full moon occurs. On August 19th at 12:36 a.m., so just after midnight, you have the last quarter moon, 26 degrees Taurus. And then on the next day, August 20th at 3:56 a.m., Mars, ruler of the signs of Aries and Scorpio, ancient ruler, the current ruler of Aries, ancient ruler, esoteric ruler of Scorpio, 0 degrees, enters Gemini. And then 21st at 6:48 a.m., Vesta, the asteroid, goes retrograde and enters Aquarius as well. August 22nd at 11:16 p.m., the Sun enters Virgo at 0 degrees. August 24th at 9:54 a.m., so another 9/9. Uranus goes retrograde at 18 degrees Taurus. And then lastly on the 25th, August 25th at 9:03 p.m., Mercury enters Libra, 0 degrees Libra. And that is what I have for you. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate it. Get all those manifestations and rituals, full moon things going. Remember, focus on what you're releasing, not what you're starting. We'll focus on what we're starting or what we want to start with our new moon. What are we letting go with this full moon is what should be the focus. And let the rest happen naturally on its own. It will transform. Thank you so much. Namaste.